that's the lesson that you take from this. Don't ever, ever, ever give up on someone.
When it comes down to it, it's a very difficult sport.
I enjoy the people that are here.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Welcome to Community Close-Up. I'm Joe Nelson. Today we head to the park to find out what's made it such an attraction for the past 30 years. Another park in Coon Rapids could soon be drawing crowds to play a growing game with the help from a largely unseen community. And an award-winning Coon Rapids veteran offers reminders on how to show support for veterans in need. But first, the Halloween season allows people to embrace a different side of themselves that can often go ignored. A group of guys from throughout the metro area get in costume at any time of the year, but are easily spotted after calendars flip to October. We found out why a 32-year-old movie has a lasting impact that doesn't end when the credits roll. Dustin Waterhouse is easily recognized in Anoka County, but he's not a politician, an actor, nor an athlete.
Even here locally, when I go to Walmart, without the outfit on and without the car, I have people that recognize me, and I can't explain it.
He's not even from the area and doesn't live here, but when he's in town, people are very excited and very pleased.
The reaction originally we had sought out to get was kind of that, what is going on here kind of reaction. We didn't quite expect the whole chasing the car down the street, following us home, wanting pictures. All that stuff was kind of a surprise.
A Halloween capital of the world regular, Dustin turned his favorite movie into a lifestyle.
So this started probably back in 1996. Wanted a costume nobody else had. I had never seen an authentic Ghostbusters outfit. So I thought, well, heck, why not? Let's try it. Of course, back then there wasn't any real internet or anything like that, and all the pictures that I could use were basically off my old VHS tape, paused. So you did the best you could at about the age of 16. You go buy a bunch of junk from Radio Shack, built the first proton pack, got a Sears Mechanics khaki jumpsuit, ordered my first patch out of a catalog, if that tells you how long ago that was. And then, it's kind of evolved over the years.
After making his proton pack and flight suit, that evolution led to an idea when Dustin and his friend Scott Marthaler went out for Halloween as Peter Venkman and Winston Zeddemore.
Let's just put a paper logo on the door and just see what happens.
The attention they got inside was expected, but outside was a different story.
There was a guy on the street corner, like, oh my God, it's the Ghostbusters. Now, this was a black truck, so it was a complete opposite, yet with that logo on, people were just magnetic to that. They wanted to ride with the Ghostbusters, and we were kind of like, So that started everything.
Everything included one goal in mind, an Ecto one to be exact.
When we picked it up, it was an old city vehicle up in Fargo. Numerous things that needed repaired on it. And my buddy's dad, who used to paint cars, he actually said, hey, let's make this up look nice. And at that point, I'm like, well, you know what? Then we better take it seriously. If we're going to put new paint on it, let's make it look authentic. And here we are 10 years later and still driving around it just about twice, 3 times a week. I've had, I hate to admit it, birthday parties where they're counting on you, and the day you go to show up, car doesn't start. Originally, the inspiration was to look for one just to have a backup. What if we made it look like the other movie so that people could actually have their choice of what they want? We've had places where they want both.
They don't go looking for spooks, specters, or ghosts, but they do get asked to be in parades in Anoka, Halloween parties in Blaine, and bachelor parties where the group gained new Ghostbusters. Phil Hall wanted to contribute to his friend Jamie Thornburg's bachelor party by offering something better than just a nice fruit basket. That's when he found Dustin and his Ecto.
Looked him up online and said, hey, I'm doing this. Do you rent the cars out, or do you show up at places? He's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, that's awesome. Well, I'm doing this. I kind of want you to come pick us up and roll us around for the day if that's cool, And so it's basically, who are you gonna call?
Jamie's fandom didn't stop at the party.
The wife, she's really cool with it, I've had a Ghostbuster wedding, I had a wedding cake. Got to put the packs on while we were in our tuxes and stuff, and Dustin came out with one of the cars that night.
The ghost heads won't waver for a wife.
That was the solid, can't get rid of her now, because I don't think there's anybody else that would say, oh yeah, let's do it, yeah.
The lady I got right now, she's very accepting of it as long as it doesn't interfere too much with our lifestyle.
If they're not gonna be supportive of this, then it's a deal breaker. I think that's part of my judgment going forward in the relationship. If you can do this with me, then, well, we'll take it to the next step,
Their passion for the Busters started at a young age.
I was born the year it came out, and so as long as I can remember, I've always loved it. We had Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on the same tape, and I grew up popping that thing in.
As a kid, it was something we watched all the time. It was kind of the babysitter in a way.
They've gathered some valuable memorabilia and hope they don't collect spores, mold, and fungus.
I got, I think, 9 different types of copies of all the movies so far.
Yeah, we have our original Kenner Ghostbuster car from when we were kids still.
So I've had the idea for a while. I want a Ghostbusters tattoo. I want to put a Neutrona wand on my arm. It's not done. It stops right here. It's eventually going to have the cord wrap around my arm.
They're armed with quotes.
Ray,
When someone asks you if you're a god,
you say yes.
I love the Winston character, so that's a big Twinkie, or
I love this town!
that's a really big quote at the end of the movie, and really cool. And I think I had him right there on my suit. I love this town.
That's a big Twinkie, or oh, you're going to have to edit this out, but Pete Venkman, yes, it's true.
This man has no.
It's been 32 years since the original movie's release. The franchise grew with a sequel in '89 and a remake this summer, proving that Venkman, Winston, Stantz, and Egon are not forgotten.
The storyline's cool, but growing up, it was originally the fantasy behind it. You know, it's got ghosts in it, and they've got all this cool gear and uniforms and the cars, mind you. That's kind of what attracted me to it, and it never went away.
Everybody who's ever watched the movie and become a big fan of it, it's hard to explain what you liked about it. You just liked it. And I remember telling my mom as a kid, oh, I'm gonna be a Ghostbuster when I grow up. And parents always like, yeah, sure. And well, end of story.
Hesitant at first, Scott says putting on the suit now doesn't feel so funky.
Everybody loves it. Everybody relates to it.
And why not? Sometimes you just don't have anything else to wear. It just feels comfortable. As weird as it sounds, it just, you put it on and you wear it and you just feel like you're doing what you'd like to do.
Part of what helped bring a smile to my face is, hey, we got this coming up. We're gonna, another birthday, a parade, whatever it is. It's definitely it's a reason to get up, throw the uniform on, and go see people smile at you. There's definitely been financial trouble, plenty of hardships that have come along the way, especially in the past few years, and yeah, it kept me going.
It's a feeling they hope to pass on to the next generation.
My youngest daughter, in fact, is a big ghost head. She's probably gonna take this over when Dad's too old to wear the backpack.
At our luck, the kid will hate Ghostbusters, but I'll work on them. See what happens.
Locals in Monticello can't pass up a chance to see something strange in their neighborhood.
Well, you know who to call. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
We missed our turn. We're gonna go a different route. But...
Well, it's like fate brought you over here.
Yeah, absolutely. That is epic.
It's the look on people's faces when they see, wow, there's an ecto right there, and there's actually Ghostbusters in it, so that's why I do it.
I don't know quite what to find your niche in life and things like that. And this thing has definitely kept me occupied, and out of the not so great things in the world, has kept me more focused. I've met a lot of great people with this. I mean, my best friends are all Ghostbusters. I mean, that's just the way it is. So whenever we all get together, it's like a party. It may be fun for the people who get to see us, but it's more fun for all of us because it gives us an excuse to get together.
When Halloween and stuff rolls around, we always have something to look forward to as a group.
It's brought me together with some pretty cool people. People I'll never forget. People that are there for me. And it all started with just the same love. It doesn't matter where you're from. It's that love for the nostalgia of the movie, the everything. That in the proton pack.
If you'd like to have these Ghostbusters come to your party or event, you know who to call, email, or contact through Facebook. Still to come, we head to Lions Coon Creek Park, which is celebrating 30 years of running, biking, and play. Stay with us. The most popular city park in Coon Rapids is celebrating its 30th anniversary this month. Lions Coon Creek Park was dedicated to the city on November 1st, 1986. Since its inception, the park has seen a lot of changes, but one thing has stayed the same. It's the People's Park. Community Close-Up's Jordan Rylance takes us back to the past, to the present, and into the future of Lions Coon Creek Park.
For years, the Coon Rapids community has welcomed this place, Lions Coon Creek Park, into their lives. For 3 decades, people have played, gathered, even gotten married right here in the city's most popular park. This month, this park will celebrate its 30th anniversary, and as it does, we'll take a look back in time to the inception of Lions Coon Creek Park.
It's just a very peaceful place.
Just off Hanson Boulevard near Highway 10, Lions Coon Creek sits on 15 acres and is known for its trails and access to the Sand and Coon Creek trail systems.
The city and the Lions have spent a lot of time and a lot of energy and of course a lot of money making this park what it is today.
Today the park is covered in trees and flowers, sport courts and picnic shelters, trails and playground equipment. But before it was all this, it started as this.
I think it's a special place, yeah. And like I said, when we're out in the community talking to people, they all know where Lions Park is and they say, oh yeah, I go there all the time. And that gives you a good feeling when that happens.
On November 1st, 1986, the Lions dedicated the park to the city of Coon Rapids. A Lion and City Public Works Director named Russell Ward was responsible for securing the land for the park, with the help of some negotiating skills.
He was very instrumental in making this whole thing go because he was able to, as a Public Works Director, he was able to do some horse trading with the county and get different land so that we could kind of tie it all together.
Jim Myers has been a Lion for 38 years and was there for the inception of Lions Coon Creek Park and also handled the finances behind the park's funding.
Between the foundation and the Lions Club, we've put over $500,000 into this park.
It's been a labor of love that has spanned decades.
It is the most popular park in the city, and it's fun to come over here and watch the kids playing.
And is a place for the young and young at heart.
I think it's important for families and with children particularly to have a wholesome place to play, a place they can count on that's going to be available to them for free. And most of everything we do in Lions is free. We raise money and we spend all the money right here in the city of Coon Rapids.
From the Memorial Garden,
I just love to garden, and when I came over here, it just makes me feel good. I like to see the kids play. I see often young couples sitting on the bench eating lunch. You know, it's just a soothing place.
To the nature that surrounds the park.
The 30-year anniversary of a park is kind of important to us. You know, we've seen now the trees, for example, have grown in 30 years. And so you look around the park and they're very mature, they're very beautiful.
Lions Coon Creek Park has seen changes and improvements, expansions and renovations. And after 30 years,
it's going to be bigger and better than ever.
For Community Close-Up, I'm Jordan Rylance.
In the coming years, Lions Coon Creek Park will receive additional improvements as part of the $17.4 million park bond approved by voters in 2013. The park will undergo $900,000 in renovations to the play areas, group shelters, and the overall layout of the park. Up next, how another Coon Rapids park is getting upgrades from a crew that relishes the chance to work there. Stay with us.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Winter Crest Park in Coon Rapids will see long drives, birdies, and tee pads when a new disc golf course opens to the public. The 21-hole course is far from complete, but crews work to clear fairways and remove brush. Building the course was valuable experience for crew members who say they're happy to put in long hours for a small wage.
It's grown immensely in the last 12 years.
Behind a sea of spokes and hundreds of handlebars, Jerry Schwinn's cyclery off Coon Rapids Boulevard pedals precise plastic putters and drivers that delay descension.
You have hundreds of discs to choose from. You have different weights of discs. They fly differently. You got to base it upon how you throw, not necessarily how someone else throws.
Disc golf, also known as frisbee golf, is a sport that's taken off in Minnesota. The basic rules are similar to regular golf, with tee pads instead of tee boxes and a basket replacing a cup. Each player aims to toss their frisbee in the basket using the fewest strokes. Shop owner Jerry Van Diest says he knows why the game has grown.
Well, number one, it's relatively cheap. It's very cheap. It's good exercise. It's clean exercise. And if you think it's easy, go try it. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of skill.
Also growing is the anticipation of Coon Rapids opening its first disc golf course, even if the first official round won't be played until next fall.
I think it's about time. I would have liked to see a course here, 10 years ago.
Well, it's going to get a lot of people out here enjoying something that maybe they've never done before.
We'll be putting in tee boxes. There'll be trash receptacles, park benches.
We've been clearing brush, hauling out logs, installed these signs.
Some of the crew building the 21-hole course at Crest Park know very little about the game.
I just learned about it yesterday, to tell you the truth. So I can tell you, because they didn't have it,
Never mind playing disc golf, before this spring, crew member Dennis hadn't been to a park in a long, long time.
When was the last time you were outside before you did this program?
87.
In 1989, Dennis, whose last name we were asked not to share, was convicted of homicide in northern Minnesota and was sentenced to life in prison. In custody for the past 27 years, he's been through different programs and rehabilitation. On good behavior, he was transferred to a minimum security unit in Lino Lakes. In 3 months, the current inmate is set for parole and will be looking for a new job, a new home, and a new life.
You're locked up for a long time. You're not used to being back out in society.
The institution community work crew is reintroducing Dennis and many others to a life on the other side of the fence. The program allows low-risk minimum security inmates who are nearing their release to spend time beyond bars, working on projects outdoors for $1.50 an hour that can go towards restitution fees.
A lot of them learn job skills that they've never learned before. Waking up, getting up, showing up for a job every single day, being responsible. It's been a good, really good program.
It's a good for the inmate because, especially if you've done a lot of time, it makes you more relaxed because you're out in the community.
They like to get out of the prison. It gives them something to do. It makes the time go by so much faster, and haven't had any discipline issues whatsoever.
I think this gives you a little, gives you that chance to get used to getting back into what you're going to be doing down the road.
A seasonal 2-year contract between the Department of Corrections and the City of Coon Rapids is getting grass groomed and producing progress in parks.
It's been a boost for our department. They have helped us really catapult doing a lot of projects we have not been able to get to for quite a few years.
It's not only helping the city, it's helping the communities because they would have to pay somebody a lot, to do that, and we're coming out here and doing it.
The ICWC program also gives inmates with skills a chance to use them, often for the first time in years.
One of my guys was a carpenter his whole life before he went to prison, and he's able to repair a lot of the lawnmowers and saws that break down. Getting these guys back out into the community in a controlled setting allows them for a better transition into the community.
And it's a trust factor too, it's not only that, it's a lot of trust factor, they're putting trust in you that you're going to do what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to treat others the way they're supposed to be treated.
Yeah, I really hope that this program can show them that you can go to work every day and be productive and get your job done, and I believe that they can really succeed.
I think it's a win-win for everybody.
I think it's very valuable. I think it's really more than probably people could realize.
And one last benefit, a plan to play when their time is served.
Once they're released and once this course is done, I hope to get out here and play.
I think it's good because we're doing this frisbee golf thing, and it's good because now they're getting it done, They got us helping them out, getting it done, So I think it's a big thing, It's going to help the community. It's going to give kids something different to do. But I would try it, yeah.
Other projects the ICWC works on include construction and demolition, highway cleanup, and building maintenance. Coming up, we meet a Coon Rapids veteran who's finding new ways to help other vets going through tough times. Stay with us.
Mom, can I have $1? Yeah, it's right. I think my purse is upstairs on the bed. It's not here. Check the dining room. No. What about your sister's room? It's not there either. The upstairs closet? The downstairs closet? There are no more closets.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Thanks for watching Community Close-Up. With Veterans Day this month, we'll leave you in Brooklyn Park, where a Coon Rapids veteran is finding ways to continue to serve years after her last deployment. I'm Joe Nelson. We'll see you next month. With a plan to be a police officer, Lina Knox of Coon Rapids decided joining the National Guard would be a good way to prepare herself.
Like I thought, like, I'm just gonna wear a uniform and, maybe do a little bit of, PT and get in shape. It was a rude awakening. I wasn't used to waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't used to eating my food fast, being yelled at. So that was all new and it was different.
Even more different was seeing her name selected for deployment to Iraq in 2008.
They were like, you have like a week and you're going out with the main body that I had already left.
After a year of doing air traffic control for Blackhawks in Iraq, Knox had the chance to try something new and extend her stay.
There were several units looking for people. I actually got selected to be with the 151 Field Artillery Unit out of Minnesota, southern Minnesota. We were security going with convoys out and we were their security gun trucks.
During her second straight year of deployment, she began a battle that came from an unexpected source.
There was only 2 African American females in this company that I was with. And for the first several months, it was, we were kind of the outsider. At some point, there were people that actually, said to us that, we were not like the black people that they saw on television.
Lina fought stereotypes.
A lot of people had this perspective of what black people are like or how they are portrayed. And then myself and my friend, we were different. I can't be put in this box of what you assume I am or how I am. I can just be who I am.
With fellow troops unused to being around people of color, Lina says she and the few other minority troops felt unwelcome during a time when teamwork was paramount.
At some point, people weren't actually talking to us. We're all supposed to sit next to each other, and people would sit either in front of us or behind us, but wouldn't sit next to us. And you're being with these individuals for, 9 or 10 months, you just kind of have to make the best of it. We're out on missions. We could be out there for 14 days on the road, and I was a 240 gunner. So it was like you had to build that type of trust.
Lina returned home in 2010. Her job duties working with Anoka County Corrections were the same as when she had left, but her life was not.
It took me several months to realize that, things are not how it used to be, from having like 3 speeding tickets in like a course of a month. Knowing I probably should have had a little bit longer break before returning, and having difficulties, communicating with the inmates or communicating with staff there.
Her challenges rose even higher when she took on grad school and her health started to fail.
And it took me probably about 7 or 8 months after coming home to where I felt like I was reaching my bottom. Things that I want to do, I really can't do.
Suffering from depression, anxiety, and sleep deprivation, Lina says she found support by giving it.
I found that I did have like a purpose, and that was to help people. I just didn't know in what capacity yet.
Going from corrections to human services, she then found her way to her current job, counseling combat veterans at the Vet Center in Brooklyn Park.
Once I got to the Vet Center, and also seeing some of my friends that still were serving and like their transition back, and they had more of a harder time transitioning, and I didn't want that for myself. So I tried to make sure that I did all the necessary things to not end up where I lost housing, or I didn't have money or employment, or coming up with I have an addiction, and I didn't want that.
She found peace through the St. Cloud VA Medical Center to shake nightmares and learn sleeping exercises. At the vet center, she realized opportunities to bring more veterans together through some friendly competition.
We have like veteran softball group, we have bowling team, we have women's basketball in the winter. She laid the groundwork and maintains recreational opportunities.
Lina says a recent encounter from a veteran who had been part of the veterans bowling group she started showed its impact.
And he's like, I'm gonna tell you, that bowling group really helped me to really figure out who I am and to kind of create purpose and show that there are positive people out there. He looked healthy, you know, he looked happy. And, you know, he said that he has a job, and he just was finishing up his bachelor's degree, and that, you know, bowling was part, that wellness group of being with other veterans that had difficulties, you know, that transition and period in their life, you know, and that he wasn't alone, and that, you know, kind of seeing that there was hope, that, you know, he was able to change, and he really appreciated it.
She says a suggestion from her wife, who she met in the National Guard, led to her creating the Twin Cities Veterans Club on social media, which offers opportunities for veterans to get together online and in person.
We get a collection of all types of veterans and all types of backgrounds. I try to at least be relatable, to be there and let them know that, hey, you know, I've been through some things too. And I like to disclose some of, you know, personal information to veterans.
Knowing the added challenges of being a minority veteran, she uses her experiences to relate to others going through a variety of difficulties.
When we think of like minority veterans, I mean, it's women veterans, different diverse groups, LGBT veterans. It is difficult because you're looking at, you know, you think of the stigma and mental health, you know, within their own culture. So you have to put that into play and just kind of figure out, you know, how can we serve those populations to where, you know, female veterans are like, well, you know, people are not seeing me as a veteran. You know, people are seeing me that, oh, they assume that my spouse was in the military versus I was in the military. Some veterans, you know, come from, you know, maybe a place that is a community that doesn't really, you know, want you to serve in the military, or they really embrace it.
Her efforts haven't gone unnoticed. Recently, she received an On the Rise Veterans Voices Award for her work that includes making bag lunches for homeless veterans and serving as the LGBTQ Working Group Chair for Readjustment Counseling Services.
It's a big deal, you know, it's a result of a lot of hard work and dedication.
I'm trying to like be super humble and just go, oh, you know, that's really cool. But there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So I was very honored.
She tells veterans out there that getting help is possible.
It's about trying to find, you know, your purpose. Like, where is your place today? You know, and if you don't have an answer for that, that's okay. You know, that's just, it's something to think about. You know, just take a deep breath, be in the moment, be in the present.
And for those who haven't served, she says thanking veterans for their service is a great start, but actions can speak louder.
Even if they came to volunteer at the VA Medical Center as a volunteer or at the Vet Center as a volunteer, that's helping, you know, or just go and contact a local, you know, American Legion VFW, you know, or a DAV, a county service officer for veterans, and kind of see how you can help.